Artificial intelligence, it is everywhere and your kids know all about it. Too many of them are using it in dangerous ways. Plus, how many screens do you have in your home and how much are they being used? Hello, welcome to the Happy Families podcast, real parenting solutions every day. This is Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. We are Justin and Kylie Coulson, and the recap continues from Parental Guidance, Season 3, Episode 1 on Monday night. If you haven't seen it, you can catch up on 9 now. The topic for the week: how do we parent in the digital age? We've got focused parents, Amy and Mark, they're active parents. Nathan and Joanne, they're our traditional parents. Courtney and John are our pro-tech parents, and Mark and Tammy are our upfront parents. On yesterday's episode, we were talking about how our children might soon be interacting with AI, if they're not already, and the implications of that, understanding that AI is the new social media. Bots are everywhere. What's real? What's fake? How can we tell? That was yesterday.
So a moment that shocked everyone on episode 1 was a link that featured your image setting up a new challenge. Here's what happened.
Hi there, it's Dr. Justin Coulson here with your next challenge. In the modern world, many friendships take place online, but just how real can these friendships be? Your child will now make a new online friend.
We haven't been introduced to them yet, but Cassie and Josh, they're the life school parents. They asked this question.
Can I just triple confirm that the video of you at the start is you and it's not an AI image?
Justin, was that you in that video?
I did not record that video message.
Wow.
I've never heard or seen this until now. It wasn't me. It is a deep fake.
Wow. Who made the video?
I did. Oh, our talented
Lucy. I mean, this is one of our producers and camera operators. How long did that take you to make?
The whole process took about 20 minutes.
20
So did you have
minutes.
to upload a photo of him that you found like online or something?
Yes, I took about 3 minutes of video footage of Justin, which I found online, uploaded it to the platform, and then I had a digital avatar of Justin, which I could make say whatever I wanted.
Oh, God.
Cassie clocked it, and our pro-tech parents, I mean, I put my hand up, I had no idea.
No idea.
Did anyone else even think about it?
No, I didn't even think about it.
No,
No idea. We were actually excited.
So I literally turned to you when that came on and said, is that actually you?
Like instantly.
Instantly.
In fact, I don't think you asked the question. I think you made a claim. That's not you. So you knew, but you know me really, really well.
So it wasn't the image. It was the voice. It was not your voice.
Well, also my movements were quite unnatural.
Yes, but that came later. Instantly, when I connected your image with your voice, it wasn't you. And it wasn't until it replayed again and I'm looking at it and there was something off about the image, but I couldn't work out what that was, but it was your voice.
Okay, so that's great for you because you know me well, but there are some pretty, I was going to say severe, significant, really important implications here, particularly around our children, especially our young girls, and what to do in terms of protection and safety for our children. I mean, fundamentally, the issue of deep fakes is, I would say, in the news at least weekly, where typically schoolboys, girls do this as well. I just need to highlight it does happen both ways, but boys are overwhelmingly the major contributors to this problem, creating deep fakes, sharing them around in their online chats, message groups, Discord, wherever, of classmates and school teachers with a really strong pornographic bent.
And here's the challenge, though, even though you're acknowledging that girls could do this.
And sometimes they do, like they set it up
as
so
an
that
attack against boys.
And they also attack other girls as well. That does happen.
But the reality is the fallout from a deep fake representing you or another girlfriend is astronomical in comparison
lifelong consequences
to a boy who actually gets kudos for the same kind of video.
Yeah, social status goes one way for the boys and one way for the girls. And the boy who creates the content as well, he gets social status for creating it and disseminating it. I mean, the world that we live in so many ways is terrifyingly scary.
Raf talked about the statistics and the impact that this is having predominantly on girls.
So this is particularly concerning for girls and women, where deepfakes become a weapon against girls to create fake porn of them. You know, all you need is really just an image, and you just scrape that from Instagram. And that can be really damaging for a teenager. Something in the ballpark of 98% of those are actually against women. So it's like clearly a form of gendered violence as well.
There was a Channel 9 reporter, a football reporter, who recently had her images deepfaked, and the impact is enormous. Our conversation now really needs to be about what we can do to protect our children, to keep them safe. What conversations are we supposed to be having with our daughters? Now, this is a really provocative thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm known for saying what needs to be said. Typically, the advice has been be careful about what you post online, but it's terrible advice, and I'll tell you why.
Because once it's online, it's online. And when you look even just at the video that they utilised of you.
You were imagining me with my top off, weren't you?
You're so funny. No, I'm not. That image would have been taken from a video that you've done on social media in your office. We had a tricky question a number of weeks ago about a mum who was worried about the kind of photos her daughter was posting because...
A bit too provocative, yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Correct.
All they need is a face.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not creating deepfakes and I'm not jumping in there to see how it works, but from what I've read, they literally just need something and they can go from there. And the more information they can provide the AI, the better it can work. But the Channel 9 reporter who had this occur to her, she didn't have anything that was particularly provocative that she was sharing, but people can still just take a photo of somebody and stick it in there and away it comes. There's some Australian kids that recently used yearbook photos. Like yearbook photos. You can't get much more innocent and non-suggestive than yearbook photos. But they were able to take those and then disseminate deepfake pornographic images of their classmates and school teachers based on yearbook photos. So the advice to be careful what you post, be careful what you share.
It's no longer relevant.
I don't think that that's relevant at all. As a parent, I would definitely say don't post images of your kids, especially your young kids, because there are some horrendously bad actors who will do the wrong thing with those images. And we've been hearing this for more than a decade about sharenting. I think that it's more important now than ever. The advice that I would actually be giving is as follows. Teach your sons and your daughters that it is not okay. In fact, it's a criminal offense. Teach them more than that. It shows a lack of empathy and a lack of humanity towards others if you take their images and turn them into something that they were not designed for. The images were never taken for that, and it's just not okay. This is a massive topic. I only see it getting bigger and more problematic over the next few years until we've got some strong legislation, until companies start to be held responsible for what they're promulgating. This is not going to go away. Up next, we need to talk about screen time because, oh my goodness, was this a revealing activity? Okay, Kylie, online content is everywhere. Everybody's connected. Everybody is compulsively and completely online. But to what extent? Exactly how much time families are spending on screens and what the impact of those lost hours are in terms of scrolling, liking and clicking, the loss of human potential. All of our focus families were asked to do an audit of their weekly screen time. The results varied. Some shocking.
Screen time. Here we go. Average usage.
38 minutes.
38 minutes a day.
Daily average, 3 hours, 39 minutes. I know that already that was between 1 a.m. and about 4 a.m. So, yeah.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It's disgusting.
Netflix, what's that say?
What's this?
5 hours, 23.
Oh my goodness, young lady. Taking your phone off you.
How many devices have we got?
1, 2.
That's it. 21.
Yeah, it shocked me that we had 21 devices amongst 6 people.
Yes, you're up, Eddie. You average 63 pickups of your phone.
63 times a day.
I was surprised.
The screen does 100% become everything we didn't want it to be, a babysitter.
We're just focused on the phone peak usage time.
My peak usage time was Saturday. Oh no, that doesn't make sense because on Saturday I got 16 hours for some reason.
What?
Yeah. Mum, get your phone out.
Phone.
And your total screen time for the week was 65 hours and 1 minute.
Ooh. I need to get a life.
So a few things I really want to highlight from that montage. Interestingly, Joanne, who has really tight limits on her...
Well, the kids don't even have social media.
Her girls.
Yeah.
Had more than 30 plus hours herself, but the standout, scrolling Instagram between 1 and 4 a.m. in the morning.
Maybe Joanne knows the hooks that it has into her, and therefore she doesn't want the kids to cop that. I think that's an important observation.
Number 2, Mark and Tammy. They're our upfront parents, and they really believe that screens don't have a huge impact in their lives, not a huge focus at all. But when they did an audit, 21 screens.
21 devices.
Between the 6 of them.
21 devices. That is a lot.
And the last one, 65 hours for Courtney, our pro-tech parent. What I found really, really interesting was her justification, her acknowledgement that it would be great for her to play with her kids all day, but she has to earn a living. And so often that's our default as parents. We justify our actions when the kids don't need us to play with them all day.
I'm just going to call it out, 9.5 hours a day, 7 days a week. That is a lot of time on a screen. That's just, it's not associated with optimal human functioning.
And the other thing that came out as a result of that was her son, Kyan, who's this little entrepreneur, and he's earning some money as a result of what he's doing. But on Saturday, he was on his screen for 16 hours.
I know.
So if mum's on her screen for nearly 10 hours a day and her son is on screens for 16 hours of that same day, but she acknowledged that she knows every person that he's communicating with.
Yeah, no, not possible.
It isn't. It's not possible.
No, it's not. And I mean, from 9 a.m. until 11:30 at night, that is a long day in front of screens.
It's huge.
It's not healthy. It doesn't. I'm stoked that he's doing entrepreneurial things. We've just got to be able to get the balance. So let's wrap up today's podcast. I mean, you know how I feel about this. I could talk about it for hours. I could talk about it for days, but I'm just going to share a couple of ideas. When we spend time in front of a screen, especially when it's excessive, we do not grow our brain. In fact, the research seems to indicate that there is less grey matter in people who spend more time on screens rather than more grey matter. That is a massive problem. Number 2, social life, relationships, they will not be as strong when they are digital versus when they are analog, and our analog relationships will decay if we're not spending time on those relationships. Cannot emphasize enough, our kids need to be having analog face-to-face time. I keep going back to that study that has just grabbed my attention so much. 9 times more activation face-to-face versus on Zoom. This is a problem. I'm concerned about predatory behavior from people who have bad ideas. I'm concerned that kids don't get enough sleep, physical activity, or time in nature. We need to have boundaries. It matters.
What about real-life connections? Like, that has to be the number one thing on the list.
Yeah.
If you're on a screen for 16 hours a day, what real life interactions are you having?
So this stuff matters. It matters a great deal. As parents, it's incumbent upon us to set appropriate boundaries and have effective conversations. If you'd like to know more about how to do that, I've written about it extensively in my book, The Parenting Revolution, which is based on the TV show Parental Guidance. You can find The Parenting Revolution wherever you buy your books, and I think it's the most important parenting book that I've ever written. Like, it needs to be on the bedside table of every single parent in the country, I reckon. We should wrap it up there, though. Tomorrow, our final discussion about online bullying. Oh, my goodness.
Of course, the worst case scenario is we've seen younger and younger, often young girls, take their lives. You know, literally right down the hall from their parents. And so letting our kids know that we'll be there for them no matter what happens is really, really important.
I love this TV show. Parental Guidance Season 3. You can catch up on 9 now on the app. The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds provides research and other support, and Craig Bruce is our executive producer across this busy parental guidance recap stage. If you'd like more information and more resources about making your family happier, check out the book The Parenting Revolution and visit us at happyfamilies.com.au.